Good evening, everyone. This is Ryan, K1BLU. I will be your Sunday night net control operator for the Insomniac Trivia Net. The net will convene wherever you hear the sound of my voice in about 2 minutes. The net should last about 90 minutes, and a clear frequency will be appreciated. Welcome to the channel. I will be switching over to radio only audio once it starts, which right about now. The Insomniac Net meets every evening at 10 p.m. Pacific Time. This is a direct net, so all calls should go through the net control station. For more information and connection options, you can go to www.winsystem.org. Tonight, as usual, I have one trivia question per person, each with a few possible answers. After I call the regular roster, then I will call for late check-ins, followed by guests and visitors to the net, which will be in about 60 minutes from now. If you are listening on a scanner, consider getting your own ham radio license and joining us. If necessary, you may email your check-in to me at K1BLU@winsystem.org. You may also join our email list by going to www.insomniac-group.com. This service is free, and you'll receive a question and answer in your own email inbox. After all the check-ins, I'll read the statistics for the questions. We only have two rules here on the Insomniac Net. One is the net controller's answers are always correct, and two, that you have fun doing the net. Before we begin, is there any emergency traffic announcements or items of business for the net? Alrighty, hearing none, I will go ahead and get started. Again, like last week, this net will be live stream on YouTube. You can go to the Insomniac-group email list. It came out in the email. I also put a link in the Insomniac group inside of our Discord channel, which you can also get that information off the Insomniac group website if you want to see the live stream. Watch your net controller, do the net. That being said, we'll get on to our questions. Tonight's questions are around, how do I want to put this? A fairly famous actor who almost everybody at some time or another has seen or knows. Last week, we had to say goodbye to Chuck Norris. Succumbed to something greater than him. And despite all the memes, he will be missed. So these are questions regarding him, his life, his career, etc. I will go ahead and start with our net controllers and system controllers. And first and foremost on that list is Steve, N5ZUA. Alrighty, nothing heard. Sunday night controller, that's me. I am here. Next up is our Monday night net controller, if he's available. I hear he's under the weather. Robert, KI5AOK. Next on our list would be our Tuesday night net controller, Teresa, KE5MUX.
This is K1BLU. You kind of cut me off, but I know who you're looking for. What's my question?
Alrighty, Teresa. First one in our list of Chuck Norris questions. What is Chuck Norris's real birth name? Is that A, Charles Edward Norris, B, Carlos Ray Norris, or C, Ray Charles Norris?
Repeat the answers again?
A, Charles Edward Norris, B, Carlos Ray Norris, or C, Ray Charles Norris?
Uh, I'm trying to remember. I think I remember hearing or seeing B somewhere during all the coverage of his passing. Thank you for doing the net. 7-3, KE5MUX.
And you would be correct with B, Carlos Ray Norris. He was named after his father's minister, Carlos Berry, and his father's name, Ray. Carlos Ray Norris. Thanks for being out there, Teresa. Have a wonderful evening. Great week ahead. Next up is Bob and Lynn, our Wednesday night net control operator, K6IPE.
Evening, Ryan. Neither of us know a single thing about him. Never seen a single one of his movies. So I'll take B-Boy.
Well, you gotta at least hear the questions. In which U.S. state was Chuck Norris born? A, Texas, B, California, or C, Oklahoma?
I was expecting the Hawaii to be on there. I don't know. Uh, B, California. We'll see. Yeah, Southern California somewhere. See if that gets us. K6IAP 73. Have fun.
Do you honestly think anything that good could come from California? Sorry, no offense. No, actually it's C, Charlie, Oklahoma. Chuck was born in the small town of Ryan, Ryan, Oklahoma, in 1940. Thanks for being out there, you two. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. Great week ahead. Next up is our Thursday night net control operator, Ian, AE5ID. How about our Friday night duo of Russell and Linda, AF6EQ and K6LBL? That brings us next to the first part of our Saturday night tag team, Wilt, WB7 VPI.
Good evening, Ryan. Good morning, good evening, or good day to everyone else on the net, as is appropriate. Let's see. Let's see what you got for me, and I'll see if I can figure it out.
Alrighty. In which branch of the military did Chuck Norris serve? A, Navy, B, Air Force, or C, Marines?
Oh, I thought I knew this one too. I think I will go with Alpha Navy, even though it's probably incorrect. WB7 VPI, back to net control. 7-3, everyone.
Close, but not quite. It was B, Air Force. He joined the Air Force as an air patrolman in 1958. Thanks for being out there, Wilt. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. And next up, the other half of our Saturday Night Tag Team, Scott, N7FGP.
Good morning, Ryan, and everybody on the net tonight. I'm ready for a question.
Alrighty, Scott. Where was Chuck Norris stationed when he first started training in martial arts? A. Japan, B. South Korea, or C. Vietnam?
Boy, I have no idea. Let's try South Korea. N7FGP.
Well, you are correct with that. He was stationed at Osan Air Base, where he began studying the Korean martial arts Tang Soo Do, which is where he started his martial art career. Thanks for being out there, Scott. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. And let's see if FormNet controller Alex is out there. W7, following that money. All right, nothing heard. We'll move on down to our Win System members section of the list. These are the members that help us keep the rent and power going for the many repeaters of the Win System, and we do appreciate that. Starting first with Steve, KB6WR.
KB6WR here. Go ahead.
All righty, Steve. Who gave Carlos Norris the nickname Chuck? Was that A, his mother, B, a fellow airman in the military, or C, Bruce Lee?
I'll say C, KB6WR. Back to you, Ryan.
Not exactly C. A fellow airman in the military. The nickname stuck while he was serving in the Air Force in Korea. Rather than calling him Carlos, they called him Chuck there. Thanks for being out there, Steve. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. This is Ryan, Kilo 1, Bravo Lima Uniform, your Sunday Night Net Control Operator. Next on our list is Larry and Stephanie, KN6JLX and KN6JLW.
Hi Ryan, this is Stephanie, KN6JLW, and Larry, KN6JLX. One of us is a Chuck Norris fan. I'll let you guess which one. Go ahead.
I'm going to guess the one that came on the radio because we don't hear you very often out there, Stephanie. But at any rate, your guys' question for tonight, what was Chuck's career goal before he became a martial arts instructor? Was that A, professional football player, B, police officer, or C, history teacher?
All right, we're both going with Bravo tonight, Ryan. Thanks for doing the net and have a good week.
And of course, you would both be correct. He applied to be a police officer after his discharge, but was put on a waiting list for some reason. Imagine that. Thanks for being out there, you two. Have yourselves a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next on my list is Tony, W6 Tango Lima.
Good evening, Ryan. Tony with the 6 Tango Lima, Oakland. Go ahead, please.
Alrighty. How many brothers did Chuck Norris have? A, 2, B, 1, or C, 3?
Let me go with 3.
Well, the question was how many brothers did he have, and he was one of 3, so that means he had 2 brothers, A. He was the eldest of 3, including his brothers Wayland and Aaron. Thanks for being out there, Tony. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is Chris, W1MER.
W1MER here tonight through Echo Link since the Napa repeater isn't repeating.
All righty, and we appreciate that, Chris. Which of Chuck's brothers was a Hollywood producer-director who worked on many of his projects? A. Wayland, B. Aaron, or C. Mike?
Would the answer no clue be included there? Because you could pick one because it doesn't matter to me because I don't know.
Well, if you were listening to the previous question, that should narrow it down a little bit. Take a guess.
Okay, how about Aaron?
Alrighty, and it was a very good guess indeed. Aaron Norris directed many episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger and several of Chuck's films. Thanks for being out there, Chris. Have a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next on my list is Benson, K6BEN.
Good evening, Ryan. This is Benson, K6BEN in Hollister, California. Talk to me.
Alrighty, Benson. To which brother did Chuck dedicate the Missing in Action films? Was that A. Aaron, B. Wayland, or C. Eric?
I don't think I've ever seen those films. I've seen the Walker, Texas Ranger series. I'm going to guess Wayland. Anyways, thanks for hosting me at K6BEN.
And you would be correct. I do believe Aaron worked on some of those films. Eric was not a brother. And Wayland was the one he dedicated because he was tragically killed in action during the Vietnam War. So that's why Chuck dedicated those films to him. Thanks for being out there, Benson. Have a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next on my list is Alan, KI6HNL.
Hi, Alan here. Go ahead.
All righty, Alan. What year did Chuck Norris join the United States Air Force? A. 1958, B. 1962, or C. 1965?
Okay, Alpha 58, KS6HNL.
Yep, as mentioned from a previous answer, he enlisted immediately after graduating from high school in 1958. Born in 1940, 18 years old in 1958, and joined the Air Force. Thanks for being out there, Alan. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is Alex, KN6ZKU. All right, I know Napa's having some issues. How about Fred, W6FRC? All righty, I'll give him a pass because I know Napa's got some issues, and Bruce emailed his answer and that the repeater's got issues, and so I have his email answer down as well. All right, that brings me to Jack, KJ6YAO.
Good evening, Ryan. This is Jack. Fire away.
All right, Jack. In 1968, Chuck Norris won the World Professional Championship in what discipline? A. Taekwondo, B. Karate, or C. Judo?
It's a good question. I'll go with Taekwondo.
Oh, well, he actually held the world professional middleweight karate champion title for 6 consecutive years. 1968 for 6 years. Thanks for being out there, Jack. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is Gar, W6AXM.
This is W6AXM. Thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Alrighty, Gar. What is the name of the martial arts system founded by Chuck Norris? Is that A, American Karate, B, Chun Kuk Do, or C, Jeet Kune Do?
Actually, I have no idea. I'm going to just go with B.
B is a good one to stick to. Chun Kuk Do, also known as the Universal Way, is based on his Tang Soo Do training and personal experiences. Side note, Jennifer and I were in Las Vegas several years back, and they had the Chun Kuk Do Championships. Had we stuck around the casino for an extra 2 hours, of course we would have missed our bus, we could have met him in person, and I regret that. Anyways, side note. Next up is Bud, KI6JIP.
Good evening, Ryan. This is Bud, KI6JIP. Go ahead.
Good evening, Bud. Chuck Norris was the first Westerner to be awarded which rank in Taekwondo? Was that A, 5th degree black belt, B, 8th degree black belt grand master, or C, 10th degree black belt?
Yes, it's B. Bravo.
And you would be correct. In 1990, he made history as the first Westerner to reach this prestigious rank of 8th degree black belt Grand Master. Interesting. Thanks for being out there, Bud. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. It concludes our Win System members section of our list. Again, I'd like to thank the members for your contribution to help keep the repeaters and the backbone going for the Win System. This is Ryan, K1BLU, your Sunday Night Net Control Operator. Continuing down our regular Sunday night roster with Mike, KN6MIK.
Good evening, Ryan with the Y. KN6MIK, Mike here in San Diego. Go ahead, Ryan, hit me.
Alrighty, Mike. Which famous celebrity was a student of Chuck Norris and encouraged him to try acting? Was that A, Elvis Presley, B, Steve McQueen, or C, Clint Eastwood?
Oh, that'll be Mr. Steve McQueen. Always a pleasure, Ryan. KN6MIK, back to you.
And you would be correct. Steve McQueen was a friend and student who saw Chuck's potential for the big screen. Thanks for being out there, Mike. Have a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up, Robert, VK2DY.
Yes, good afternoon. This is Robert, VK2DY. Give me my question, please.
Alrighty, your question for tonight. Which game show host was a student at one of Chuck's karate schools? A, Alex Trebek, B. Bob Barker, or C. Pat Sajak?
Oh, I don't know. Let's go with Bob Barker. I don't know the answer to this. BK2DY.
Oh, you would be correct. At least that's what it says here. Bob Barker, host, trained with Norris for many years. The Price is Right host. That's right. Bob Barker was Price is Right. I'm getting my game shows mixed up. Trained with Norris for many years. Thanks for being out there, Robert. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is Richard, NW7OR.
Greetings, Ryan, and Insomniacs everywhere. What you got for me?
Alrighty. In 1969, Chuck Norris earned what rare Triple Crown in martial arts? Was that A, winning 3 black belts in 1 year? B, most tournament wins in a single year? Or C, defeating 3 grandmasters?
Well, gee, it could be any one of those. I'm just going to go with Bravo on that one. Thank you kindly for all you do, and 7-3 to everyone. This is NW7OR.
And you would be correct with Bravo. Most tournament wins in a single year. Black Belt Magazine awarded him the title for his dominant tournament record. Thanks for being out there, Richard. Have a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next on our list is Patrick, KI7LAG. Next up is Peter, KE6RAX.
Good evening. What question do I have tonight?
Alrighty, Peter. Which of these martial arts does Chuck Norris not hold a black belt in? A, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, B, Judo, or C, Kung Fu?
I really don't know. I thought he had a lot. Let's try the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Well, Jiu-Jitsu he has. Judo he has. Kung Fu is the one he does not. While a master of many, he holds a black belt specifically in Tang Soo Do, Taekwondo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Judo, which is one of the reasons the fight between him and David Carradine in one of the movies was such an interesting one, because David Carradine was a master of Kung Fu, and that's the one that Chuck didn't quite, wasn't the master of. Anyways, food for thought. Thanks for being out there, Peter. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is Scott, KJ7DTX.
Hello, Ryan. This is Scott and Gresham standing by.
Alrighty, Scott. Chuck Norris is a member of which prestigious Hall of Fame? A, Martial Arts History Museum's Hall of Fame, B, WWE Hall of Fame, or C, the Olympic Hall of Fame?
Well, thank you for on the net tonight. I'm not sure. I'm going to guess with Alpha tonight. Have a good day, KJ7DTX.
Alrighty, and Alpha is the correct one. I had it on the list. Here we go. Yeah, Martial Arts History Museum's Hall of Fame. He was one of the inaugural members inducted in 1999. Thanks for being out there, Scott. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is Dave, WA7DGY. And how about Robert, KD7QAA? Kevin, AI7GA.
Good evening, Ryan. I'm ready for a question, I hope.
Alrighty. At the height of his teaching career, how many karate schools did Chuck Norris own? A, 5, B, over 30, or C, 100?
I'm going to take a guess here and go with Bravo, over 30. Back to net, AI7GA.
And you would be correct. Over 30. He operated a large chain of successful studios across the Los Angeles area. Thanks for being out there, Kevin. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. This is Ryan, K1BLU, your Sunday night net control operator here on the Insomniac TriviaNet. Next up is Susan, AI7SE.
Hi, Ryan. Thanks for doing the net tonight. I am ready for my question.
Alrighty. Your question for tonight. Which martial arts magazine named Chuck Norris Fighter of the Year in 1969? Was that A, Inside Kung Fu, B, Black Belt Magazine, or C, Karate International?
I'm going to go with B, Bravo, AI7SE.
Alrighty, and B, Bravo, it is. Black Belt Magazine. This is one of the most respected publications in the martial arts world. Thanks for being out there, Susan. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next on our list is Shidasatoa, KN6TTG.
Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for conducting the net tonight. Hopefully everybody is having a great weekend. I'm awaiting the question. KN6TTG.
Alrighty, Shidasatoa. In which 1972 film did Chuck Norris have a legendary fight against Bruce Lee? Was that A, Enter the Dragon, B, The Way of the Dragon, or C, Game of Death?
I'm not so much into all of this high activity stuff. So I'm going to just say Enter the Dragon. Not sure if it was in that year. But, I was at Steiner's in San Francisco, a steakhouse there. and Chuck Norris was in the adjacent table. Have fun, everyone. Shub Sattuin Weaver with KN6 TTG.
I'm not sure I caught your answer on that. Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie?
Alpha. 7-3.
Alrighty. Well, actually, close. It was Dragon, but Bravo, the Way of the Dragon. The two faced off in an iconic climactic battle at the Roman Colosseum. Thanks for being out there, Shastra. Have yourself a wonderful evening and a great week ahead. Next up is Chuck and sometimes Linda, KN6YMF.
Good evening. I'm glad to be back. This is Chuck KN6YMF here in St. George. What do you have for me tonight, my friend?
Alrighty. What was Chuck Norris's first ever screen appearance as an uncredited bodyguard? Was that in the movie The Wrecking Crew? A, The Green Berets, B, or Dirty Harry, C?
No idea, my friend. Let's go with B. B sounds like it might be a good answer. Hey, thanks for doing the net tonight. Appreciate it. 73s, everybody, and back to you, my friend.
Well, despite Green Berets actually kind of fitting his MO, his first ever screen appearance, uncredited, was in A, The Wrecking Crew. He made his debut in this 1968 film starring Dean Martin, of all people. Thanks for being out there, Chuck. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next on my list is Joe, KD4STN. And next on my list is Phil, K6, Pack My Suitcase.
Good evening. This is Phil, K6. Pack my suitcase. Go.
Good evening, Phil. Your question for tonight. Chuck Norris starred as Cordell Walker in which long-running TV series? A, Texas Justice, B, Walker, Texas Ranger, or C, Lone Star Law?
I'm going to go with bourbon.
And you would be correct with that. Bourbon, Walker, Texas Ranger. The show ran for 8 highly successful seasons on CBS. Thanks for being out there, Phil. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next on our list is Charles, KF6GEN. All right, next on my list is Glenn, KD5YYZ.
Hello, Ryan. This is KD5YYZ, Glenn in Las Vegas, and I'm ready for the question.
All righty, Glenn. In the movie The Delta Force, which legendary actor starred alongside Chuck Norris? Was that A, Charles Bronson, B, Lee Marvin, or C, Sylvester Stallone?
Thank you for doing the net. KD5YYZ, back to you.
And you would be correct with Bravo. Lee Marvin played the unit commander in his final film role. Thanks for being out there, Glenn. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is Grant, KJ7WKX.
Good evening. This is Grant, KJ7WKX. Ready for a question.
Alrighty, Grant. Which Chuck Norris film series involves a colonel returning to Vietnam to rescue POWs? Was that A, Invasion USA, B, Missing in Action, or C, Code of Silence?
Well, I believe that was Colonel Braddock in Missing in Action. Thanks for doing the net.
Somebody knows their history. Yes, sir. Colonel James Braddock is one of Chuck's most famous cinematic characters. Thanks for being out there, Grant. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. This is Ryan, K1BLU, your Sunday Night Net Control operator here on the Insomniac Trivia Net. Next up is David, K7AWX. Alrighty, I'll give him a pass on that one because that's Napa. How about Mike, KB6, Downhill Racer? No Downhill Racer. He must still be at the salt mines. Kevin, K6, King James Version.
Hello, Ryan, and everyone else on the net. This is K6KJV Kevin, better known as King James Version. Go ahead and let me hear it.
Alrighty, Kevin. Where's my V? There's my V. Okay. Which 1983 film is often cited as the inspiration for Walker Texas Ranger series? Is that A, Lone Wolf McQuade, B, Firewalker, or C, The Octagon?
Okay, well, I'm going to go with Lone Wolf. I can't even talk. A Alpha, Lone Wolf McQuade. Probably wrong, but that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. God bless 73 and Maranatha. Back to you, Ryan from K6KJV.
You know your films. Yes, A, Lone Wolf McQuade. The character J.J. McQuade shared many traits with the future Cordell Walker. Lone Wolf McQuade, one of my favorites of his. Thanks for being out there, Kevin. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is Todd, KD6DIQ.
Good evening, and go ahead with the question, sir.
Alrighty, Todd. In Dodgeball, a true underdog story, what role does Chuck Norris play? A, the coach, B, a judge, or C, himself as a player?
I'll go himself as the player. KD6DIQ, just guessing, of course.
Well, we all know with Chuck Norris, he doesn't dodge the balls dodge him. In that particular movie, he played a judge on the final dodgeball tournament. He makes a memorable cameo as a deciding judge for the final match. Thanks for being out there, Todd. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is Carl, KM6. I'm okay.
Well, howdy, Ryan, everyone on the net. This is Carl, Kim6, I'm okay. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but the most I know about Chuck is that he was in Walker, Texas Ranger. So give me a question, and I'll take a whack at it. Anyway, thank you so much for doing the net.
Alrighty, well, what kind of pet does Chuck Norris's character have in the movie Lone Wolf McQuade? A golden retriever, B, a wolf, or C, a hawk?
Well, I feel like it's going to be too obvious if I do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go with the wolf. Anywho, thank you very much for doing that, 73, and back to you. This is Carl, Kim6. I'm okay.
Well, sometimes it's the obvious ones that kind of point themselves out. Yes, McQuade lives a solitary life with his pet wolf. A wolf, yes. Thanks for being out there, Carl. Have yourself a wonderful evening and a great week ahead. Next up is John, KO6, FCY. And how about Santos, KJ7, ETU? Next on our list is Eric, WN7, GYF. And next up, how about Arenza, KK4, red, yellow, green?
Hey, Net Control, this is red, yellow, green. I'm at the traffic light. Go ahead, what you got?
Alrighty, Arenza. In which movie does Chuck Norris play a ghost who protects a forest? Is that A, Silent Rage, B, Forest Warrior, or C, Hellbound?
You know, I've seen Chuck Norris in a lot of movies. Condolences to his family. But I don't know that one. But you know what car I like to drive the most? That Alfa Romero. Let me see if riding that Alfa Romero is good for me here at the traffic light. Back to you.
You may like the Alfa Romero better, but it stalled out and the Bugatti took the lead. Forest Warrior, this 1996 family film, saw Chuck taking on a more supernatural, environmental role. Thanks for being out there, Renza. Have a wonderful evening and a great week ahead. Next on our list is Elisha, KF5, WFB. All right, how about Brian, KK7SMN? Next on our list is Riley, N6ATP.
Good evening, it's Riley and Campbell, N6ATP.
Alrighty, Riley. What is the name of the theme song for Walker, Texas Ranger, which Chuck also sang? Was that A, Eyes of a Ranger, B, The Texas Way, or C, Justice in the Sun?
No idea. Let's go with B, bravo. 7-3.
In the eyes of a ranger, the unsuspecting stranger had better know the truth of wrong from right. Eyes of a Ranger, A. Chuck Norris actually performed the vocals for the show's iconic intro. Because the eyes of a ranger are upon you. Thanks for being out there, Riley. Have yourself a wonderful evening and a great week ahead. Next up is Alvin, KG5EGD.
Yes, this is KG5EGD, and I'd like to say that Chuck Norris is one of my big heroes. I mean, he's up there with Roy and Tex and Gene. I really liked him. He was a good actor and a real good person.
Yep, I'm right there with you. He will be sorely missed. Thankfully, I have a lot of the movies and I can show Robert, but yeah, it would have been nice to meet. My cousin actually met him in person once at an air show. Said really down to earth, really nice guy. Anyways, your question for tonight. In the movie The Expendables 2, what is Chuck Norris's character's name? A, the Racer, B, Booker, aka the Lone Wolf, or C, the Ghost?
Well, to tell you the truth, I really don't know. I didn't get to see that one. So I'm just going to take C.
Well, in that particular one, it was B, Booker. He was known as the Lone Wolf in the movie there, but his character name, Booker, is a nod to his role in the movie Good Guys Wear Black. Thanks for being out there, Alvin. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. Next up is, let's see, before I get there, this is Ryan, K1BLU, your Sunday Night Net Control Operator. Next on our list is Keenan, K6MML. Let's see, we got an early email check-in from Richard, which brings us next to Tudor, KM7DSJ. All right, let's see if Ray is out there, KK4QPB. Next up, we have Rick, W1RJC. And last but most certainly not least, also new from last week, Joseph, KN4CRC.
Morning, Ryan, or good evening, if you're in the Pacific time zone, which I think you said last week that you were, but good morning, and I hope you're doing well. And go ahead with that question. I'll see how well I do.
All right, Joseph. Yes, sir. California coast, as far Pacific as I can be. Your question for tonight, which film features Chuck Norris fighting a genetically enhanced, indestructible serial killer? Is that A, Hero and the Terror, B, Silent Rage, or C, The Hitman?
Well, sorry, I knew I got the time zone thing right. Everybody's just in different time zones. It's so hard to keep up with, and it's almost 2 in the morning here, so my brain is telling me it's tired. I'm gonna go with Charlie on that one. I think Charlie sounds good. 73's Ryan. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll talk to you next week. KN4CRC.
Well, that is why we consider it the Insomniac Trivia Net for those of us up late and can't sleep. I usually don't get to bed till about 2 myself normally, but actually it is B, Silent Rage. That was a unique blend of slasher horror and martial arts action in that movie. Thanks for being out there, Joseph. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great rest of your week, or wonderful morning, should I say. Alrighty, folks, that is the bottom of my Sunday night list as I have it. Let me go ahead up to the top and we'll go through our late and missed and see who else we can get in here. Are there any net controllers or system controllers wishing to check in? Net controllers or system controllers? Call sign, please. All right, hearing none, are there any Win System members out there that wish to check in? Current members of the Win System, suffix of your call sign, twice phonetically, please. Alrighty, how about Sunday night list? If I regularly call you on Sunday night and for whatever reason you could not get to the radio, now is your chance. Suffix of your call sign, twice phonetically, please.
Delta
Downhill
Yankee.
Racer.
Delta
Downhill
Yankee.
Racer.
Golf Echo November.
Alrighty, I heard 3 that go around, so let's get you guys checked in. First and foremost was Dave, WA7, Delta Golf Yankee.
This is WA7 DGY. Go ahead with my question.
Alrighty, Dave. Chuck Norris starred in the movie Sidekicks in 1992 as who? A high school teacher. B, himself in a dream sequence. Or C, a retired general.
I'm going to guess Bravo.
And you would be correct with Bravo. He plays an idealized version of himself in the imagination of the main character. He plays himself in a dream. Thanks for being out there, Dave. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful evening and a great week ahead. Next up, I heard Mike, KB6, Downhill Racer.
Good evening, Ron, everybody on the net. This is KB6 Downhill Racer, and I am ready for tonight's Chuck Norris input.
All righty, Mike. What city serves as the primary setting for the TV show Walker, Texas Ranger? Is that A, Houston, B, Dallas, or C, Austin?
I do believe the answer to that is Bultaco. Bravo. Interesting little bit of trivia. I used to live in the San Fernando Valley in Southern California, and Chuck Norris had a karate school on Ventura Boulevard, in between Kester Avenue and Van Nuys Boulevard. Never went inside, always looked through the glass and watched. Don't remember ever seeing him there, but that is tonight's trivia. Thanks for doing the net, Ryan.
Yes, sir. One of the previous questions, he had over 30 in the Los Angeles area schools of his Chun Kuk Do karate style. But yeah, I've heard of them, but I have not actually seen where they are at. You are correct with B, Dallas. The show was famously filmed and set in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Thanks for being out there, Mike. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful evening and a great week ahead. Next on my list is, I believe, Charles, KF6, Golf Echo November.
This is Charles, KF6, Golf Echo November, ready for my question.
All right, Charles. In the movie Invasion USA, what is Chuck Norris's primary weapon on the movie poster? A, twin Uzis, B, a samurai sword, or C, a sniper rifle?
Seen many of them. I'm just going to have to take a guess and say it was the samurai sword. Back to you.
Well, despite the fact of his martial arts background, and I could much see him with the samurai sword better, on Invasion USA, it was actually A, twin Uzis. The image of Chuck with crossed Uzis became a staple of the 80s action marketing. Thanks for being out there, Charles. We appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful evening and great week ahead. This is Ryan, K1BLU, your Sunday Night Net Control operator here on the Insomniac Trivia Net. Let's see. Let's go ahead and open it up to anybody, anywhere wishing to check in on tonight's net. Anybody, anywhere. Suffix of your call sign, twice phonetically, please.
Mike, November. Mike, November.
Sierra, Foxtrot, Sierra.
India Yankee Golf, India Yankee Golf.
Alrighty, I heard three that go around, so let's start off. First one I think is Ed, K06, Mike November.
Oh, thank you. I'm ready for the question. I just want to say I know Chuck Norris would have beat up David Carradine, Bruce Lee, and all their friends. I'm ready.
Yes, and we can probably pull up film clips to prove that. Your question for tonight, which of these is a real Chuck Norris movie title? A, Firewalker, B, Icebreaker, C, Earthshaker.
I'm going to have to go with Alpha Firewalker. Back to you, Ned.
And you would be correct. Firewalker. He starred in this 1986 action-adventure alongside Louis Gossett Jr. Thanks for being out there, Ed. It looks like this is your second week in a row checking in with us. I will get you added on to the Sunday Night Net for next week. Thank you for being out there. We appreciate it. Sierra Foxtrot Sierra. That seems to sound familiar to me. However, the magic spreadsheet is not finding it. So can I get your full call sign, name, and location, please?
This is Steve, WB6FFS, here in California. Go ahead and see what you got for me.
Alrighty, Steve, WB6SFS. Your question for tonight, sir? Chuck Norris played a Chicago police officer in which critically acclaimed 1985 film? Was that A, Code of Silence, B, Braddock, or C, Forced Vengeance?
Well, the only thing I know, if I can remember anything, is what Chuck Norris did was Braddock. So I think I'm going to take a stab at Braddock. See what you have there. Thanks.
Well, Lieutenant Colonel Braddock was part of the Missing in Action film sequence. The Chicago police officer was actually the movie Code of Silence. Many critics consider this his best acting performance. I don't know, I liked all of them, but that's just me. Thanks for being out there, Steve. Check in with us next week, and we'll get you added to the Sunday Night Insomniac Trivia Net if you so choose. Next, I believe, was India Yankee Golf. I'm not seeing that on the spreadsheet either, although it does sound familiar again. Can I get your full call sign, name, and location, please? India Yankee Golf.
This is Kilo November 6, India Yankee Golf, Luis in El Paso, Texas. Standing by for your question, over.
Alrighty, Luis. Kilo November 6, India Yankee Golf. Your question for tonight, in the movie Top Dog, who was Chuck Norris's partner? A rookie cop, B, a dog named Reno, or C, his son?
I have no idea, but the dog one sounded the best, so we'll go with B, Bravo. Thank you for running in the net. This is Kilo November 6, India Yankee Golf. We'll be clear.
And you would be correct with B, A Dog Named Reno. This 1995 film was a buddy cop movie featuring a police dog. Thanks for being out there, Luis. As for you and Steve, this is the Insomniac Trivia Net, hosted on the many repeaters of the Win system. One of you is in Southern California, one of you is in Texas on the repeaters that are pretty much permanently connected to the system. The Insomniac Trivia Net runs 365 days a year, come rain or shine. The net starts at 10 p.m. Pacific time, regardless of whatever time zone or daylight savings it happens to be in. And each night of the week has a different net control operator. I am K1BLU, your Sunday night net control operator. And each night of the week has a different net control operator and a different list of people they check in. If you want to get on the Sunday night list, then check in with me next Sunday night, 2 weeks in a row, and I will get you added if you so choose. That being said, I will go ahead and do final call. Anybody, anywhere wishing check in tonight's net. Final call, suffix of your call sign, twice phonetically, please.
Kilo November. Kilo November India. Kilo November India. Kilo November India.
Alrighty, I only heard one in that final go around. First, very staticky on IRLP, and then extremely clear on Echolink. W6KNI, Caleb, is that you, sir?
Well, good evening, everybody in the Insomniac Net. This is Caleb, W6KNI. What's my question?
All right, sir, your question for tonight. How many seasons did Walker, Texas Ranger air for? A, 5, B, 8, or C, 12?
I'm going to go with Charlie tonight. Charlie is my answer. W6KNI.
Well, not quite that many. It would be B8 seasons, which came to a total of 203 episodes between 1993 and 2001. Thanks for being out there, Caleb. Check in with me next week, and we'll get you added up to the list if you so choose. Alrighty, folks. We'll go ahead and wrap up tonight's Sunday night edition. Hope some good memories or thoughts of Chuck and his family is in our thoughts for those of us who enjoyed the actor and the things that he did. Those of you who haven't seen him, I recommend watching at least one of his movies. I can't recommend any particular one because they're all pretty decent. So, anyways, that being said, let me break for reset. All right, without going through the emails that came through, so far I've got 47 check-ins for this Sunday night edition of the Insomniac Trivia Net. Of those, 26 were correct answers at 55%. You know your Chuck. And 21 or 45% learned something new about him. That being said, I did refrain from some of the memes and one-liners that happen to be at the end of my list that I didn't get down to. That, you know, when Chuck Norris does a push-up, what is he actually doing? Pushing the earth down. Yep. So, anyways, I will go ahead and close up tonight's net, thanking each and every one of you for checking in tonight. And I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. As always, any and all feedback, positive or negative, I'm all ears. K1BLU at winsystem.org. If you had the chance to look at the live stream on YouTube, give me some feedback, some comments. You liked it, you didn't like it, you want to see something on the screen, you don't like seeing something. I'm trying this out, so positive or negative, let me know. At any rate, this is K1BLU, Ryan in Lakewood, California, closing tonight's Insomniac Trivia Net and returning frequencies back to normal, undirected amateur use. Good night, everyone, and 7 threes. And with that, I will go ahead and...
What's the purpose of a net and check-in? Find out who's dead, who's alive?
Well,
hey, Nick Control, is it too much to ask for one more question?
Get on your radio once
over
for a while and make sure it still works, and be more comfortable talking to others on the radio. That's the way I look at it. K1BLU.
Okay, thank you.
That was Randy.
Hey, Nick Control, for Chuck, can you dish out one more question, see if I can answer it? Back to you.
Alrighty, I'll give you one more here. Just scrolling down. What is the name of the foundation Chuck Norris started to help kids through martial arts? Is that A, Karate Kids, B, Kickstart Kids, or C, the Norris Project?
I don't like Cadillac, but I have to go with the Cadillac. I hope, it doesn't win the race, me being a little biased with my Alfa Romero, but I think the Cadillac is going to be the best car at the starting line. Back to you.
Both your Alfa Romero and your Cadillac sputtered. The Bugatti took it again. Kickstart Kids. Founded with the help from George H.W. Bush, it aims to build character in middle schoolers. Have a good night, Lorenza. We'll catch you next week. K1BLU, clear. Anyways, all right, with that, we'll go ahead and call it a net. Again, I'm learning this live stream stuff to see what it's all about and if it works. So,
hey, Ryan, I know plenty of middle-aged people who act like middle schoolers, so you might not be that wrong on that one. Kim 6, okay.
If you guys have any feedback, positive or negative, for this live stream channel, for me in the net, whatever the case, I know my background is kind of cutting out. I need to get a green screen for that. But anyways, feel free to drop me a line, chat on here. I appreciate it, guys.